Brian. Right. All right, sounds good. I'm waiting for Kaz. We are back here down on the field. I'm Conner Willhite here with Kaz Clay. Our post-game show here as Scott County defeats Franklin County in the Week 1 season opener. Kaz, we just saw a great football game.
Yeah.
You know, all around great plays from Scott County.
Yeah, well, you got to start with we beat a quality team obviously coming in. Only lost two games in 3 years. Timmy Mongo leading the way with 5 touchdowns. Obviously played very well tonight in the passing game in the air, catching one, and as well as running that sweep play. So we'll talk to him later on. But he played really well. JT Wells surprised me. He played awesome tonight. Keller Furnace played great, had a pick, really turned that momentum around, had that 3-for-1 score. So we did really well, did well in a lot of things. Skylar Wade did great with his runs tonight in the middle. So everything around was really solid for the Cards tonight against a quality Franklin County team.
I want to take a minute here to highlight the defensive side of the ball. Asher Brewer had 11 total tackles, and Alex McKe had 5. Those two guys really stood out on the defensive side tonight. Kick returner Deuce Tanksley recovered a couple of kicks. Alex McKe also had a tackle and a recovery there as well. Scott County didn't have to punt tonight.
My fault.
Side. We've got our player of the game right here, Timmy Mongo. We've got our player of the game right here, Timmy Mongo, number 9. Timmy, your opening game, you beat Franklin County. How are you feeling after this win?
It just feels good. You know, they were 28-2 in the last 30 games, so it felt really special. And, you know, it was a really good team effort, obviously, defensively and offensively. The offensive line did a really good job blocking tonight, and so I'm just super excited and super thankful for them.
Timmy, 5 touchdowns. You had almost 200 yards at halftime. What is your mindset? You going in, you had 3 at half, and you come out and get 2 more.
I'm just staying hungry and staying not getting complacent. Just taking care of my body and making sure my muscle endurance is good to be able to play in the second half, because that's something I really lacked on last year.
Timmy, this team is one that you guys have particularly had trouble with in the past few years. What does this win mean to you guys and this kind of team?
It means absolutely a lot. It's really special. I can remember 2 years ago, like the back of my hand. It was super tough, and they obviously whipped us 26-6, and it still leaves a bad taste in my mouth until tonight. So tonight feels really special.
We talked about on our weekly show last week about the offensive line, and the backs had familiar faces from last season, but the offensive line has new faces, and I think they really proved themselves. And I would think about the offensive line.
Oh, they're really young, but man, Coach Bolin and Coach Graham do a really, really good job preparing them, and really do a good job. Just preparing them really, and they do a really good job blocking, and I'm just super thankful for them.
Obviously, like there's a few guys like Skylar Way that stood out to me, but somebody that really stood out to me that was maybe a different name that people haven't heard is JT Wells. I thought JT Wells played great tonight.
Yeah, me and JT Wells have been training, since December, and I knew JT was gonna do this. He ran 11.2 last spring in the track season, so we know what JT can do, and he's super talented, and it only helps us, and it gets us a lot better.
Timmy, thank you. Congratulations.
Yes,
You're tonight Blue Guys Orthopedics Player of the Game.
Let's do it.
We will take a quick break and be right back. We're going to have a coach here talking with us. This is the Conner and Kaz Scott County Football Postgame Show. We'll be right back.
Orthopedics, serving athletes of all ages. Galvin's on Main. Stop by Galvin's on Main after the game or anytime. Their menu offers over 100 items. Galvin's on Main is a proud corporate sponsor. Denise M. Keene, certified public accountant for your tax and auditing needs. Chick-fil-A, home of the original chicken sandwich. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel Clark's Pump and Shop with 4 Georgetown locations. Centerpoint Health. New name, same heart, delivering the trusted care you deserve. West Banco, by all accounts better. Greens Toyota of Lexington. Great people, great cars. Think Greens. Oster Floors and More, your hometown paint and flooring connection. Inside the Nest with Conner, sponsored by Rumpke Waste and Recycling. Hosted by Conner Willhite of Conner Sports Talk, it's a weekly look inside Bird's Nest Athletics, from football, basketball, and baseball to soccer, golf, and all of the other sports inside the Bird's Nest Athletic family. Conner Willhite talked with coaches, players, and the athletic directors every week. Watch Inside Nest with Conner, sponsored by Rumpke, on Conner Sports Talk every Thursday at 3. Thank you to the Conner Sports Talk sponsors. Rumpke Waste and Recycling, done right for you. Johnson's Funeral Home, 125 years of timeless tradition. The Floro Group, white glove service with red carpet treatment. And the Hawkinsmith Agency, providing all of your insurance needs since 1981. Now, back to Conner Willhite with all of the action.
I'm watching for Coach McKe. If I walk away, it's going to Conner.
What up, y'all?
What's this? I'm about to be live, Carlos. Watch out.
Am I in the way?
Yes. Oh, shit, my fault. Sorry. I didn't know y'all was going live. Yeah, they're about to go live. Sorry, Conner. Conner Willhite Kaz Clay back here on the field. It's the Scott County Football Wrap-Up Show. We just talked with the Blue Guys Orthopedics Player of the Game, Timmy Mongo. Kaz, a great performance by Timmy and honestly the whole offense. Well, I want to talk a little bit more about the defense before we get Coach McKe over here. What are some of your takeaways from the defense side of the ball?
Well, man, I mean, everybody contributed. Like Keller Furnish came with, to me, the biggest defensive overall play of the game, flipping the field, getting the pick at the 3. Asher Brewer played his butt off tonight, had tons of tackles, laid some good hits on the quarterback. Red Owens did really well before going out, had a big hit in the first half. I mean, everybody flew to the ball. That's something that I talked about a lot. Everybody flew to the ball, everybody got to the ball, and everybody contributed. So that's something that you want to see down the stretch late in the season. When we go to playoff time, everybody's finding the ball, getting reps, getting touches. So, great intensity, great fight. They didn't quit,
Kaz, I mean, we mentioned this a lot today, but we need to keep talking about it. The offensive, especially the running backs, they had a lot of experience last year coming back. but the defense has a lot of new faces, and they stepped up tonight and proved themselves, I believe.
Yeah, somebody that maybe didn't pop out on the stats sheet, but I thought did a good job on the back end was Jalen Dantzler. I thought Dantzler did a great job on the back end. You know, having 3 years of varsity experience at Louisville Central, bringing in to help out Brewer at the safety position, so has a lot of experience and is somebody that can bring some fight and power to the varsity level for the Cards.
And making his way over to our table here is the Scott County football head coach, Coach McKe. Coach, you won your week 1 game over Franklin County. How you feeling?
Well, I'm just thrilled, Connor, because, you know, football is so different than really any other sport, because think about everything that we've had to do since Woodford County till today. And then, of course, we got a JV game in the morning at Highlands, but, you know, everything we'll even have to do to get to play next week. And so it's just, you know, there's just so much that goes into it. And I think when I started, right now I'd be cursing about, you know, we gave up this and we did that and we did all, you know, I'm going to enjoy it. And, you know, Mongo's a special player now. I mean, I know when I started coaching, a lot of it was, you know, I took myself probably too serious. You know, it's just like you guys. I mean, it is important for you to do a good job, but you got to get good content. That's what people are after. You know, now Chris Willhite and them, they're going to sign on, watch you. Preston Clay's going to watch Kaz. But you got to get good content just like we got good players. And, I mean, I think he had 9 or 10 touches for almost 300 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about Timmy, Coach. 295 yards,
and 5
touchdowns. And, I mean,
and played defense and never cramped. That's the difference, you know, is just a mental maturity of, you know, why did all those other guys cramp up?
Unprepared?
They just weren't prepared. I mean, they were prepared, but they weren't prepared in the manner, you know, he didn't cramp up and he played the most snaps of anybody. You know, and, you know, getting your body ready is a week-long process.
I was just gonna say, I thought, especially on that defensive line, you were able to kind of shuffle your plays, go to the sweep for Timmy, but then you were able to go back in for Skylar on the inside run. I thought Skylar did a good job tonight.
He's a good player, and he's much better than he was last year, and he was good last year. And that's to his credit because he's really worked hard. You know, he's really worked hard, and you know, we're 6 of 7 through the air, so we were very efficient offensively.
I want to talk about your quarterback, Charlie Ellison, coming back for another year. He started all of last year. How have you seen his improvements? You know, we talked about it on our show last week, but how have you seen his improvements in game now?
Well, you know, we still haven't had faced adversity, and you know, I need to find the best possible way to coach him through adversity, and I don't think I did that last year. But I mean, definitely better, don't you think? You watched all the games last year. I mean, uber sharp. Like, you know, they had red covered on that play action pass. He just threw him open. So definitely considerably better.
Coach, thank you, and congratulations on the win tonight.
All right, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys this week or whatever we're going to feature, and I'm not happy with your subscribers. They got to get up. We need more subscribers. Subscribe to the Conner Sports Podcast.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take another break and be right back. We'll finish up our recap of tonight's game. Scott County takes down Franklin County in the Week 1 opener. This is the Conner and Kaz Scott County Football Wrap-Up Show. We'll be right back.
McKe Waste and Recycling. Family is at the heart of all we do. Our name is on every truck, every container, every facility. And we take pride in what our family name represents. Friendly, reliable service. Families trust us. Businesses trust us. Communities trust us. And you can too. Learn more about our family business and the important work we do at rumpke.com. Rumpke. Waste and recycling done right.
Conner Willhite and Kaz Clay back down here on the field after Scott County takes down Franklin County 55-24. And we've got junior offensive lineman Colt Sammons here. Colt, how do you feel about your first varsity game?
I felt like I did good, Connor. It was a real good game. You know, we came in this game with a chip on our shoulder. They made a video saying all their score predictions. One of them said it was going to be 36-6, and we won by 31 points. So, show them who we are.
Colt, a couple of guys graduated. You have a lot of new faces up front on the offensive line. How do you think you guys were prepared, and how do you think you all performed this year?
We were prepared amazingly. We have the best coaches in the world. pretty much every coach on our coaching staff used to be a head coach. So we have the best coaches you could ask for. They taught us everything. It was just a great coaching staff.
Colt, a big game coming up next week against the crosstown rival, Great Crossing. How you all feeling going into that one? It's always a fun one.
Oh, we're feeling good. We're feeling really good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I thought especially that first half, you really cleared out some holes for Skylar and Timmy to run. I thought, something that we were talking about early on was, how would this young group of offensive linemen come in? But I thought you all really attacked and did well with the holes, getting good gaps to the backs, and were able to get the drives going.
Yeah, we've prepared for this all summer long. We've prepared for this since our Woodford loss last year. We are ready for this game. We know what we're doing, and we're coming for that title.
Thank you, Colt. We'll take one more final break and be right back to wrap it all up. This is the Conner and Kaz Scott County Football Wrap-Up Show.
McKe Waste and Recycling. Family is at the heart of all we do. Our name is on every truck, every container, every facility. And we take pride in what our family name represents. Friendly, reliable service. Families trust us. Businesses trust us. Communities trust us. And you can too. Learn more about our family business and the important work we do at rumpke.com. Rumpke. Waste and recycling done right.
The amount of work you have to do.
I couldn't even read anything about the game.
I'm not worried about anything. I'm worried about this one.
Open practice next week.
How much time, right?
You're good.
Conner Willhite and Kaz Clay here back on the field to wrap it all up after Scott County takes down Franklin County 55-24 in the Week 1 season opener. It was the Battle of the Elkhorn Creek presented by Bluegrass Orthopedics. Kaz, if you want to wrap it up here, talking about that Scott County game.
Yeah, man, I was really proud of that front four of the defense. I knew what Eli Smith brought to the table. I knew what Red Owens could bring to the table. Although he got cramped up a little bit, Carlos Fugate had a solid game when he was in there. The tackles did really well. Eli Smith was able to, bend the hole and able to get to the inside run. So, that middle was covered really well. And then the secondary between, Brewer and Danzler and Furnish, those three kids played really well. So the defense to offense, obviously, some guys will go two ways, but we have a lot of specialty guys that can play really hard. Like a good example, Parker Adkins. Parker Adkins, like we talked about in the broadcast, flipped to only one side of the ball. Well, now he's going every snap on defense, 110% physicality. He always talked about that. That's something I think that he's really enforced to the defense, because a vocal senior like that is able to do that. So, I think the senior leadership is going to carry over as we get throughout the season. But a great way to start, great weather, great fans, great game.
Well, we'll give you a reminder to tune in to the Conner and Kaz Weekly Show with the Scott County Football head coach Jim McKe, as well as a couple of players who stood out from this week. That episode will come out on Conner Sports Talk Thursday at noon, as well as Inside the Nest with Conner, sponsored by Rumpke Waste and Recycling. That will be out Thursday at 4 o'clock. Our first episode is this week. Again, Scott County takes down Franklin County 55-24 is the final score. Thank you for tuning in to our pregame show. Now our postgame show for Kaz Clay, myself, Conner Willhite. We say thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. This has been the Scott County Football Wrap-Up Show on Conner Sports Talk. Good night, everybody.
Athlete Essentials, providing specialized wealth management, tax planning, and business management services for professional athletes. Red State Barbecue, serving all of Central Kentucky for over 15 years. Do yourself a favor and stop in and try one of their award-winning, mouth-watering dishes. Cloth Filter Semmelcar, architecture excellence since 1953.